Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 166 of our Be a Better You annual challenge. We're doing one thing every day this year to be a better version of ourselves. I'm working to be, or not work, it's not even work, it's just doing something every day to be a better version of myself. And that's what I'm going to encouraging you to do as part of this challenge as well. This month, we're focusing on the life framework area of contribution. And our topic today is volunteering to make a difference. Now, this one's near and dear to my heart because it's the area of contribution that I personally have selected that I want to do more in physically, personally, one-on-one or one-on groups, volunteering and event type things, but in-person things. I think the pandemic really put a squash on so much of our human interaction and actual engagement, emotional intelligence, and conversations that we have with other human beings, that has got to come back to being a priority. As AI and other technological advances come online and come on board and become an integral part of our lives, I seem to feel like we're getting less connected, more disconnected. And that's just the opposite of what we need as human beings. So today we're going to talk about volunteering. I'm going to share a process on an individual basis of how you can go about finding the right volunteering opportunities for you to make a difference. And then I'll share a couple of people's examples, a couple folks who are near and dear to my heart because of the work that they're doing and just because of the amazing human beings that they are. I had a lot of people share their stories for today's action item. And so it's really powerful to me when people want to step up and share, okay, well, this is what I did. This is what worked. This is what didn't. This is what I'm doing right now. So today, what is a process to choose the right volunteering opportunity for you, right? Because this is you. This is your life. This is a life that you're creating. First and foremost, of course, we look at our core values and things that we're passionate about. Some questions we can ask ourselves are, what causes do I care most about? What's most important to me? Is it youth education? Is it climate change? Is it the environment? Is it whatever it is? Is it mental health? Whatever it might be for you. Is it helping other people to get that leg up that they might not otherwise have through mentoring and coaching, etc.? What inspires you or stirs your emotions? What gets you worked up and says, I need to do something about this? I have the ability and skills to do something about it. Now I'm going to. What mission would I work for? This is a ever-arching question to get yourself motivated. What would I do even if I wasn't getting paid for it? That's how we figure out what our zone of genius is and what our area of expertise is. We'll talk about zone of genius. I've got a great Venn diagram for looking at that. We want to match our volunteering role to our personal convictions, because then it doesn't feel like work. It doesn't feel like something we have to do. It actually becomes a driving force to something we want to do. I think as humans, we want to give back and we want to help other people. We don't want to just be selfish. Of course, I'm sure there's a small part of the population that's like that, but not most of humanity. Second, align with your skills and your strengths. We've talked about this before. We've shared a similar process before. You might be thinking, why do you keep sharing a 5-step process? Because if you do something step by step by step and break it down, you're much more likely to match up with and align with, like the 5 seasons of alignment we talked about yesterday. If you do all of those things, if you consider all of those factors, you're much likely to find a better fit for you initially than if you just volunteer for something because you're bored or whatever reason you might volunteer. So align it with your skills and strengths. Realize you don't just have to do general labor for most volunteering opportunities. There are so many skills and abilities that we already have that nonprofits or other organizations or people that just don't have access or the resources to tap into marketing expertise or leadership or team building or graphic design or website building or all of the things that could help make a group's efforts more powerful. They just don't have access to that. I would imagine that AI for nonprofits is probably an up and coming thing, or for setting up programs and volunteering and things would be something that would be a really awesome niche to get involved in and help nonprofits with. Third, set clear time and energy commitments. What are you committed to doing when it comes to volunteering? What can you easily do? Maybe it's a weekend a month. Maybe it's a certain number of hours a week. Maybe it's whatever fits into your lifestyle, where you are in your life right now, and your schedule. I know that through different periods of our life, and I'm old enough now to have been through several of them, we have like negative time and energy available for volunteering, right? When my kids were in school and I was working in corporate America and building businesses, I didn't have any extra time. It had to be a high priority thing for me in order to be able to say yes to volunteering. It was pretty easy to say no to things because my kids and my family were my number one priority always. Number two was businesses and my work, you know, etc. And so volunteering wasn't in my top 5. And so it didn't get much time. Now, I could donate a lot of things. I could donate money. And I did. I could donate money. I could donate products and services. I could donate expertise and skills, but I didn't have a lot of personal time and energy to devote to that. Number 4, explore organizations that match your goals. You're not going to volunteer for organizations that aren't in alignment and don't match what it is that you're trying to achieve, the impact that you want to make in the world, which is number 5. Consider the type of impact that you want your efforts to make, right? And that's why I like to talk about, hey, there's a lot of other things to do besides general help and general labor. I like to volunteer at St. Vincent de Paul when I'm down in Texas with my mom. She does it every single Wednesday and many Saturdays. And I like to go with her. And we just sort through all the stuff that people donate, get it out on the shelves. They have a 10,000 square foot beautiful facility, and they're adding on to it, I think, in the next year or so. They're adding more space, and so it's incredible. It's like going into a store. It isn't like going into a thrift shop or a place like that. So I love volunteering there, but there I just do manual labor. I just hang stuff up or price stuff or put stuff out in the store, things like that. But I also know that I have a lot of skills and abilities that could be utilized and a lot more valuable, mental things, thinking things, systems, processes, and procedures that could help them a lot more than just manual labor. So that's why I say keep in mind what kind of an impact you want to make. When I go there, I just go there for the interaction, for the ability to volunteer, to interact with and spend time with my mom and the wonderful people, mostly ladies. There's several men, but mostly women there. And it's just an incredibly powerful, positive experience. So keep that in mind as well. So let me share a couple of people's examples of what they're doing now and how that is powerful. And Maya, she's a college student supporting mental health. She had a friend, her best friend actually, committed suicide. And out of her pain, she channeled her grief by volunteering for a crisis text line. And so people could text now, you know, back in our day, you could pick up a phone or you could find somebody in real life. Now you can text, you can do all kinds of social media things, whatever works technologically now. Well, she joined one of these suicide text lines and can help people in real time. After taking a course and a 30-hour training program, she was able to help people in real time via text. And she, in her first year, had over 500 text conversations with people. And the reason it's been so powerful for her is she told me it gives a purpose to the pain that she has gone through losing her best friend. And she knows that even though nobody sees it or nobody knows, that she is helping to save people's lives because they're choosing not to let go and not to commit suicide. And then Kenji is a programmer who he's building tech for good, and he's building tech for visually impaired people. So I'm one of his biggest fans. He's a software developer, and he decided instead of going business for profit route, he would join open source nonprofit platforming to build digital accessibility tools for visually impaired people like me. And that's how I came in contact with him. In his spare time, he codes new features, squashes bugs, and mentors junior developers in the community to do good and use their skills for things that make the world a better place. Right up my alley. The impact that he's had is his tools are now serving over 250,000 users globally. I am one of them. And for the first time, he says, I see how coding changes lives. It's not about tech, it's about access. I think that is a very powerful thing to remember as we are choosing where we want to volunteer, where we want to spend our time, our energy, our skills. Pretty much in everything we do right? Not just in volunteering, but in how we interact with other human beings, how we show up in the world matters. All right, so what are we doing today? We are going to follow, of course, this 5-step process today and see if we can identify the best possible places for us to volunteer. Now, you might not be going to volunteer right now. If you're like I was in my 30s and 40s, raising my beautiful daughter and amazing son, you didn't have much time and energy with the other things that are going on in our lives to physically volunteer. But when you can, when it becomes an option for you, when it becomes a choice for you, you'll have a process for knowing how to pick the best volunteering situation for you. Share in the comments below if you so choose. I would love it if you would, so we can learn from one another what type of volunteering you're going to do or what skills or abilities you're going to share as part of volunteering. That's it. Any questions? Ask. That's what I'm here for. Otherwise, make it an awesome day, and I will, of course, be with you tomorrow.